Hello everyone, it's Nicole, and it's December 27th. This is my 7th month in transition. What an anniversary. I mean, 7's not a biggie, it's a small one. 1 year would be big, but I've had such a very special bunch of crap go on the last month. It's pretty funny. I have been working my rear end off for Apple. And at that same time, a lot of things in my life have been changing, okay? And we'll go into this, okay? So, there was a battle I was fighting for custody of my children, okay? And it ended amicably between my ex and I, that we would work things out over time, which is all I was looking for. I know that when you transition, you leave a path of destruction behind you of those that you love sometimes. Because not everyone's going to accept you the way that you accept yourself, because you've had 40 years, at my age, to come to terms with what and who you are. I mean, for 40 years you're in denial, and then all of a sudden one day you wake up and you say, yes, I'm going to accept it today. But they haven't had that same epiphany, that same time to get to know you, to get used to what you are. In fact, when someone has a loved one, an ex or a current spouse go into transition, it actually is a little bit different. It actually is more like death. I mean, they're going through all the stages of grieving for someone that's died and passed. So I think my ex got there when I talked to you last, where she told me in our last conversation, you know, I broke this commitment to her on our anniversary date, on our wedding date. And the bottom line there is that she really thought that this was breaking that commitment. I've got a lot of good going on though. I mean, Christmas just had passed, and my best gift was actually given to me from my ex, and that was that I got my children overnight for Christmas into Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. And if she ever watched this, I would say thank you so much. Thank you. I couldn't have asked for a better gift. So we had quite a good time. I made a lasagna, I made lots of apps. My mom and my dad came over, and my brother and my sister-in-law and their kids, and Christmas Eve was a freaking bash. I had a great time. And then when they all went away, home, I stayed up watching movies with my children until like 1:30 in the morning, and then we went to bed, and then we woke up and we had a good time, and I delivered them back to their mom. I had a conversation with my daughter, and I'm looking for more time with them, right? And we're trying to come up with days that they could come over. My daughter's like, I want to hang out with my boyfriend on this specific day. And I said, well, baby, why don't you just bring him over here? And she said, Dad, I wanted to tell him, but I don't think I'm ready for that. I'm like, all right. She goes, but you've turned the corner. I'm like, what? She goes, you've turned the corner. Look in the mirror. You're a girl. I'm like, well, that's what I'm looking for, but no, I'm not. Dad, you're a girl. You look like a girl. And I'm like, well, I could wear a shirt, but Daddy, you can't hide that stuff. And I was so proud of her. Not because she was telling me I was a girl. I mean, she didn't say I was beautiful or anything. She said I'm a girl. So I was very proud of her for being able to express that to me, because I know it's hard. I know it's hard to say things that might hurt somebody else. And my daughter, my 14-year-old daughter, stood up and said, Dad, and this is essentially what she said, I'm comfortable with you and I love you, but I'm not going to bring my friends over yet. And I understand that. I understood it. So in transition, as we go through transition, right, certain things change. Other people start to understand you and accept you, and you have to accept them. And this is just one of those things where my daughter loves me and wants to be with me, but she's not ready to tell her boyfriend, and that's okay. I was very proud that she said it that way. I didn't feel offended like some people would. So let's go from there into work. Okay? My biggest fear throughout the beginning part of my transition, before I actually was out to everybody, was what's going to happen at work. I'm a salesperson. I work on a floor. I see hundreds of people a week. How am I going to deal with that? It's scary. It was one of the scariest things that I had on my mind throughout this whole thing. And I was going to my transgender group meetings, and a lot of what goes on there is the person that plays the martyr, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I'm a transgender person, I'm a transitioning transsexual, so everything bad in me I brought to me, and it's not always the case. You know, stuff happens. I believe in The Secret. Now, if you don't know what The Secret is, Rhonda Byrne, great book. Might be a little bit of hoo-ha for some of you that read it, but I understand it. It's the laws of attraction. We bring to us what you reap what you sow. And people that have this feeling of doom, like, oh my Lord, I'm transgender, and that's why I have no job, and that's why people hate me, and that's why my mom won't talk to me, and that's why I can't find a girlfriend. I found a girlfriend, by the way, and she's awesome. Hi, I love you. And I can't find a boyfriend, and I can't do this, and I can't. A lot of people blame everything on being transgender. So what I did when I was forced out is I started changing things. I said, you know what? I'm proud of who I am. I'm out. I'm not going to force it on people, but I'm not going to actively hide it either. Sounds good in theory, doesn't it? Practicing it scared the bejesus out of me. But I decided to practice it anyway. So, I've got breasts. You can't see them on there, but I've got breasts. My face is thinning out. My electrolysis, sometimes I have dots and puffy cheeks from the day's electrolysis. But I just started recently, like since Black Friday. My girlfriend sent me a whole bunch of earrings, so I started wearing my earrings. I started wearing these really pretty dangly earrings were hidden behind all this. Well, let's look at these over here. Let's see. I have a lot of hair. See these? Started wearing earrings, and I started wearing these kind of camis underneath my shirt that I wear, which is a black polo that kind of see-through, and it comes down to here. So I got to do that every now and then because my screen goes black. Sorry about that. So I've been pushing it, and I get the look every now and then. And it's a cool look because, that people get what you are all of a sudden. And I have people that go, wow, that's different, long hair. I'm wearing earrings, okay, that's alright. Ooh, he's got breasts. So I've been doing this lately where I have been obviously out at my table. I call it my table, it's where I work. And I haven't had any negative statements. I had, a couple of people say, well, if that's what you're into or if that's what makes you happy, and that's fine. That's their way of saying, being uncomfortable, but still saying, all right, that's okay with me. But I have no one that complained about me to anyone, that said anything to me. And I know that just might be that people are just a lot more kind in public than they are in themselves. But maybe it's not that. Maybe it is just that people are becoming more accepting. Or by being confident, being respectful, and keeping your boundaries, right? And you're not pushing it on them. They're seeing me for what I am. I'm not hiding it from them. So it's just this honesty bubble that they step into. Here's a person being honest. They're transitioning, they're transsexual. And they're being honest to me. They're talking to me like a human being, like their own family. And I've been using that. And little by little, just different changes. Like the shoes I wear right now are about ready to be tossed in the garbage. And when I buy my next pair of shoes, it's just going to be a feminine pair of shoes. I don't know, maybe I'll wear a pair of flats or something to work. I have no idea. I'm taking suggestions. So right now I wear boys get your big giant boat shoes, and I wear ladies pants and a ladies shirt now. So I'd like to change it out to something that goes better. So I'm just doing things little by little by little because I feel that in my transition, the way I want to do it is that the other people that I'm affecting, because I'm going to affect a lot of people, I want them to see it as gradual and slow as I see it. Because when I look in the mirror, I don't see that girl that my daughter sees, because I see me every day and I've seen the transition slowly, that I don't see it as a drastic change. And that's what I want everyone else to see. It's kind of weird. So I have 3 observations of my own. It is true that guys stare at breasts all the time. But it's also true that a girl is more likely to notice my breast than a guy is. And that is observation number 3 leads to, which is guys talk to guys eye to eye. They're not checking the other guy out. I don't know what it is. I guess I've always been a girl. I've always looked at a guy and go, oh, nice shoes, okay, he's good. But I wasn't looking at him like sexually. So girls check other girls out, not sexually. Like, oh, nice bag, nice shoes, nice, right? So when girls come up, I think they do that to men too. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But a girl figures me out faster than a boy does. And I know it has to do with them going, okay, there's the breast. I had a woman the other day who wound up actually being very nice. So as I tell this story, keep an open mind. She was extremely nice. She looked at me, she went, and she was looking between my boobs and my earring, right? And she went, I'm uncomfortable. And she went to go walk away. I said, ma'am, I'm sorry. Think about what you'd be like if you were in this body too. It ain't the most comfortable thing in the world. I said something funny and I made her laugh. I said, hey, listen, there's nobody else over here. They're all busy. I'm free. Let me help you. So I helped her and I cracked a couple other jokes. And when we were done, she put her arm right on my shoulder and she said, you know, honey, you're pretty cool. And she must have been like 60, 65 years old, whatever. So, only 15 years older than me. And she goes, you're cool. I'm not so uncomfortable anymore. I said, thank you. I said, I'm just me. That's it. I can't be anybody else but me. Key phrase. I can't be anybody else but me. So my daughter, Dad, you turned the corner, and me just coming out with the phrase, I can't be anybody else but me. That's my 2 takeaways for the last 4 weeks. I'm happy. I've been in transition for a year. I've been taking hormones for 7 months. I'm happy. And I'm far away from that dark place that almost led me to leave this world of my own taking on October 31st of 2009. I'm so happy. And yet I'm scared. I thought that I'd be at this point, this look. I know that it's going to be a while for my beard and my mustache to go away. It's got to go away faster, but I just can't stand the pain. But the look is that of a woman now. I'm not a pretty woman. But I'm thinking that I can be a passable woman at some point. And I'm at the point when, for the next 8 weeks, I'm changing my name. My ex is becoming more and more accepting. My kids need their space, and I need to allow them to have it. But I need to move forward too, in a slow and deliberate manner. I'm happy with who I am and where I'm going. I've been in transition, like I said, for a year, and on hormones for 7 months. Thank you all for following me on my journey. Thank you for your wonderful comments, your wonderful personal messages. Thank you, all of you that have subscribed. I appreciate it. 7 months isn't a big hurdle. Still trying to figure out what's going to happen in another 5 months. But thank you all. Like I said, in YouTube, I'll talk to you real soon. Goodbye.